And we are live. Hello, everyone.
What a change of setup.
Yeah. What do you think of the new live setup? We've moved from the sofa at the other end of the office, and we're now in the sort of, what do you call this? The executive lounge.
I would have said the green room because we've got the plants.
That's true.
Guy, the gardener over here, has made sure the plants are fully thriving. There is a huge vine leaf behind the camera that you can't see. We needed to see a little bit of green in our lives today just to counteract the red in the market. And we thought,
we've got to get some green from somewhere, haven't we?
You've done excellent.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, we thought, a few weeks ago, I went on a blitz of trying to sort of brighten up the office. We just had a load of sort of dying plants, and I thought this can no longer stand. So here we are. This is the result. So welcome everyone. I want to quickly draw your attention, Jess. There is a real conflict. In the comments, people are at very different poles. So Kitten Power,
love the name,
is saying, great name, is saying 70K by the end of the stream.
Oh,
okay. So that's on one end of the spectrum. At the other end of the spectrum, we have Ken, who is saying the crypto crash is here. That's it. It's all over, guys. It was fun while it lasted. Wow.
Kittens versus Kens. I mean, what is going to happen? You guys just have to stay together. I don't know.
It's that between those two poles, there's an awful lot of room, isn't there? Ken, are you being sort of tongue in cheek, or is that something you genuinely believe? I hope it's the former rather than the latter.
Although it is kind of funny that just 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago, we were sitting on the sofa with Nick with our glasses on, celebrating 60K, and now we're still above it. But it's like the will. It just shows how fickle we all are.
It shows how short our attention span is. Really, we can't remember back more than a few days ago. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? We were celebrating 60K, and now everyone's like, "Oh no, it's dropping towards 60K."
Oh, gonna have to quit my job. Gonna have to go back. I was so rude to my boss 2 weeks ago, and now I'm gonna have to walk back in.
That's one of my favorite memes, actually. You know, the picture of Kermit, the meme with Kermit the Frog, and he's sort of looking like that, and it's like my boss asking why I'm late. You know, but when Bitcoin's at 70K, it's like Kermit's just saying, "Shut your mouth." The
memes that have been coming through. Fantastic. I think that's the best part of crypto Twitter at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So hi everyone. Oxford Row Coach is safely back in Oxford after another Seville training camp. You'll be relieved to hear. Oxford Row Coach, can you change your name to Seville Row Coach when you go to one of these training camps? That'll clear up a lot of misunderstanding.
I was just about to have the blondest moment and ask what he coached, and now I realized that it's rowing.
Jess, if you hadn't said that, we would never have imagined that you'd had any sort of struggle with that name. Now it's out. Let's just quickly have a look at the prices, shall we? Because I hadn't checked it before we went on air. Kitten Power was informing me that it was pumping. I mean, it's basically at 64K.
Oh,
which is not too bad. Okay, it's 10K down from its all-time high, which seems like it was about yesterday. So it's been a little bit volatile, hasn't it? But
just imagine if you've been on holiday for a whole week and you missed the all-time high. Think how happy you'd be at 64K. So what we have to remember ourselves, guys, it's all about perspective. Zoom on out.
Yeah, absolutely, folks. Absolutely. So lots of people tuning in. This is great. Nottingham massive returns. I thought they were saying Nottingham has massive returns. Keep it real. Nottingham massive. The Notts massive has returned.
My dad's from Nottingham, so I can say it. Big up Robin Hood.
I've only been to Nottingham once, and it was on a stag do.
Oh gosh.
And we went to the only Hooters in the UK.
I knew you loved owls, Guy, but going to a Hooters, it's very.
That was not the sort of Hooters I was expecting. Why did it in that voice? Anyway, Super Robin says hello from Cardiff.
Hello, Super Robin from Cardiff. Because it's nice now because although I can't see the comments because we're so far away and my eyesight is not that good, it also means I miss all the giggles.
Okay, shall I turn it a bit?
No, that's still too far.
Okay.
I'm getting old, Guy. I'm getting old.
You need to spend some of those gains, the ones that you don't paper hand. You need to spend some of them on some glasses or something. Hello from Croatia, Zagreb. Hello for a GM from Maine. Our friends Cosmic Force are back. Hello, welcome guys. Got people tuning in from Finland, all over. Muji from the hello Muji. The Bitcoin bottom in. Is the Bitcoin bottom in? Asking for a friend. Is the bottom in? I would hope so. Gosh, if we go back to lows from here, wow. So that drop is healthy, isn't it? That's a good question, Blanco. I think this is a healthy drop.
Yeah, I would think we were expecting these kind of pullbacks to come through. It's the tennis ball theory of investing, guys. What goes up must come down. And a little bit of a retracement. It's a nice little entry point for people that are looking to get back in and don't want to buy Bitcoin at 70K.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. These kind of shakeouts, this is all part and parcel of being in crypto. And they are actually good because it shakes out all the leverage in the markets.
Yeah,
that's a big reason why we've seen this drop. We're gonna do a market update in a little bit. We've actually got a market update video coming on the main channel
today.
Today. We were working hard on filming that first thing this morning, so that will be with you very soon. That's going to give you a full rundown on what exactly has happened and why over the last few days. But we'll talk about it on the stream a bit as well. I'm not going to open the show with it because what often happens is we get people joining a bit late and then asking us about the thing that we talked about first. And then all the people who are here nicely and on time at the beginning of the stream have to listen to it all again. So we will do a market update, but we'll wait for a few more people to join the stream first before we do that, so we don't have to keep repeating ourselves.
We'll give some juicy stories at the beginning, just as a warm-up, just so you guys get the popcorn ready, and then bam, market update.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So there does seem to be a mixture of sort of bullishness and bearishness in the comments, and a lot of people from Wales by the look of it, which is always good to see.
Guys, it makes me so happy. I can't even explain it. It makes me want to cry. I love it so much.
It's fantastic. We've also got people joining from Poland and Korea, Trinidad in the Caribbean, Mississippi, Vancouver, Barnsley, UK, El Salvador, Joburg, South Africa. Oh, Nick will be pleased. Hi from China. Hang on, Hamid Mohammed, he says hi from China, and then a little later on he says hi from Korea as well. Hamid, you can't be in two places at once.
Maybe he's flying.
Maybe. that explains it. Oh yeah. Okay, Guy, love when you say yeah. Sound like an MTV cartoon character from Beavis and Butthead. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Beavis and Butthead, that takes me back.
You've not done many impressions today, so I'm worried they're going to come up in the stream.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a giggle. It's just going to be a giggle. All of us together, guys. If you can't cry, laugh.
Absolutely. We've got Tom joining us from Chile. Ikue from Hello says hello from Japan. Must be getting quite late over there. We've also got, we've got people joining from all over. Fantastic. So, Jess, what's on the menu for today? What are we talking about?
Okay, so starters, we've got craziest news of the week. 2 different options, 2 choices, and then we're going to go through. Then I think it's time for the market update, because then it'll be around 15 minutes in. We'll give you guys what you want to know, a little bit of a run through. I've also got some new crypto price predictions that have come out in the last week that I think it's good just to reset, have a little bit of a rundown for. And then, as always, ETF updates just to round off, some other news regarding OKX delisting USDT, and also some security updates. Plus, a reminder of our upcoming AMA tonight on Discord with a new project.
Okay, a new project.
New project, a project that's not listed yet, not got a token, but has raised some pretty interesting funding from the likes of Binance Labs, OKX Ventures, Polygon Chain. So, one to watch, Bitcoin staking on different chains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yes, the project is called Babylon. So if you guys are open on Twitter at the moment, go and check them out. But we will have the live stream today at 6:15 p.m. CET with the co-founder called David C. Very intelligent guy, professor at Stanford University, professor of engineering. Also, him and his university students will help contribute to Ethereum chains, and they're really into the whole core blockchain development. So I'm very excited to pick his brains on the call. And I know a lot of people within our Discord have also been asking some questions.
Yeah.
Because everyone's pretty curious about the future of Bitcoin staking and what this could mean.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Babylon is one of these projects that's been getting a lot of attention recently. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people are interested in it. So that will be on our Discord. I believe there should be a link down there somewhere.
Yeah.
And Jess will be hosting that a little later on. So keep your ears peeled.
Yes. And I've not seen David do an AMA before. I've seen a few different interviews on Real Vision and some other different channels, but an AMA is a great opportunity for you guys to ask him directly in real time on audio what kind of things you want to hear on the project.
Yeah.
So take advantage of it. Go check out the Discord and there's all the information you need to know.
Okay, so that's the AMA with the CEO of Babylon.
Yes.
Later on today. Hamid Mohammed has explained that he's just built different. That's how he's able to be in both China and Korea at once. So I had a suspicion that Coin Bureau fans who tuned into these live streams were built different, and that confirms it.
There we go. There we have it.
Mystery solved. We can move on. Okay, so what are we going to talk about first then?
Let's start with the craziest news of the week. Actually, I'm not even going to say just the week. This has been one of the most obscure, shocking crypto news stories I've heard in the past month. I know meme coins have been going on an absolute frenzy, but if you guys know, the one meme coin, Slurf, that's on Solana, and the developer that made the biggest boo-boo I have ever heard of. Okay, so one of the developers accidentally burnt $10 million before the pre-sale.
Right.
So the airdrop was delayed, there was a Sol network congestion, and the tokens then mistakenly got burnt before they were distributed to the people eligible for the airdrop. Right. One developer. Wow. It's absolutely wild. So
okay, so people had already kind of invested money for this?
Yeah, so people had already raised the money. It was already getting quite a bit of attention. At the time the airdrop was due to be released, the kind of one specific pool which was due to go out to the airdrop people actually just got completely burnt and the tokens disappeared into thin air. And then we had the developer had to put a tweet out saying, guys, I've made a mistake. I'm really sorry. I don't know how it happened.
I think I remember seeing that.
Oh my goodness. Made a poo-poo. And I know that, in crypto, you have to check everything before you go ahead. But that is one of the most expensive mistakes I've seen in the past few months in this industry.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the sort of story that kind of encapsulates kind of where we are at the moment, really, doesn't it? What with all the meme coin stuff popping off, that is a crypto story if ever I heard one.
Yes. And that start is the crypto story, but then also the continuation after is also part of the crypto story. The fact that Slurf surpassed Solana's book of meme by market cap. It became the 8th largest meme coin at one point. It still hit a new all-time high of around $1.37. After this all happened, attention and market news and market hype is just so crucial in the meme coin space that this insanity, in what other world would you see such a mistake and then go, yeah, I'm gonna
that's a narrative, isn't it? Suddenly there's a story. Like I was seeing sort of tweets about this and stuff, and people saying, stuff along the lines of like, this is perfect. Like, what a way to garner attention for your nonsense meme project and to completely screw up the airdrop, burn a whole load of tokens, do a big mea culpa on Twitter, and suddenly you've got everyone talking about it, including us. And I realized that we're now fueling this nonsense as well. I think another interesting thing to pick up on from that was what you said earlier about one of the reasons why this burn supposedly happened was because of this network congestion on Solana.
Yes. And why is there a network congestion on Solana? Because of meme coins. It's the crazy little fever dream that we're living in, guys.
Yeah. And this takes us back to the weekend, doesn't it? Because I was half watching what was going on over the weekend with the whole book of meme thing and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is when Solana overtook Ethereum by transaction volume over the weekend by well over $1 billion or something crazy.
That sounds crazy. This Slurf saw $2.7 billion in traded volume in 24 hours. More traded volume than all of the ETH-based exchanges.
Wow.
Slurf. Guys, I can't.
Wow. That is, yeah.
I also have a fun little game for you because I like to quiz Guy on these things.
Okay.
You've got to fill in the blank of the missing number.
Right.
Meme coin pre-sales last week, 27 pre-sales to be exact, raised how much? This was reported by the Bitcoin crypto Batman, Zach XBT.
Okay.
So
this is meme coin pre-sales last week.
27 of them. 27 meme coin pre-sales last week.
And how much did they raise in
Yeah.
dollars? It must be $1 billion or something.
122.5 million.
Okay. That's less than I thought. That's maybe not quite as insane as I thought. Mind you, I guess that the billions comes from the trading volume, doesn't it? But this is pre-sale.
This is pre-sale.
Okay. That's
always anticlimactic when
you
forget.
$1 billion. No, Guy, that's
$5 billion.
insane.
I'm like, no, actually, guys, it's actually lower than that.
Yeah.
If this was not live, we would probably do another take, right?
Absolutely,
I'd go on. Should we do it again?
Yeah, okay.
27 pre-sales before the token went live on exchanges last week. Guess how much?
I don't know, like 10 million?
No, Guy, 122 million.
What? That's crazy.
And seen.
There we go. Brilliant. Okay, so meme coin madness. Solana is getting congested and slowing down because of all the meme coin trading. It's outpacing Ethereum for transaction volume. Everything's just going crazy.
I was listening to Scott Melker's Wolf of Wall Street podcast a few days ago, and they were saying that part of the reason why we are seeing the meme coin frenzy and crazy, and it makes a lot of sense, is just because the degeneracy is down to the US regulator kind of popping their thumb down on the legitimate projects, the legitimate exchanges, and just having that kind of oversight on the crypto market as a whole. And this is a wild play that just shows, similar to the GameStop saga that we saw in 2021, if you can't beat them, join them. If you want to get kind of a middle finger to the system, then this is kind of the way to do it. Similar to what Arthur Hayes said, where it's like, this is crazy money. This is the kind of thing that doesn't make sense. It's so insane that it has a logic to it, a method to the madness. It's kind of
FU money in a different sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people kind of wish we wouldn't talk about meme coins and wish this kind of stuff would all go away. And I do sympathize with people who have that point of view. The thing is, it is just so indicative of kind of where this market is and how people in this market think and what their outlook is. And I think although it can seem really stupid and annoying and frustrating, I think we do have to talk about it, because to ignore it would just be to overlook, these huge market forces that are in play within crypto at the moment. So I don't think we can, we have to cover this. And I think that's wise words from Scott Melker there. To pick up on that, yesterday there was a great debate on Bankless between Ledger, who you might know from the Up Only podcast that he did with Kobe, and Stephen Casaro, who I hadn't come across so much, who is one of the hosts of the Alfalfa podcast, and they were debating meme coins. Stephen was kind of much more in favor of them. Ledger was kind of playing, in his own words, the bad guy. And it was a really, really good discussion. Two guys who really know their stuff. Obviously, David from Bankless was kind of running the show, and it was great. I think it gave really good arguments for kind of both sides of the coin, the meme coin.
Interesting. Oh, see what you did there.
Okay, so that's meme coins. Anything else to say on meme coins?
No.
Okay.
I was just going to go into the next thing, but maybe is there anyone in the comments that has anything to say about meme coins?
I'm sure. I'm almost certain that they do.
What are you guys all saying?
I saw someone saying that meme coins have ruined my portfolio. Yeah, I think I understand what you mean. I think if you're against this meme coin thing, you just kind of have to be aware of it, but I think you just have to filter it out and ignore it.
And just don't look at how much it's going up. This is also the thing that's frustrating for me. I'll look at people on crypto Twitter bragging about how much they've made flipping meme coins. While we're out here doing honest work, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, goodness me, these people. I saw something like some 16-year-old kid making $1 million on something, and it's just like, this is not right. This is not right.
If I have to hear Nick, our CEO, play "I Just Made $1 Million on a Meme Coin" by the AI version of Drake one more time, jumping out of this window on the 23rd floor.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to hear that. Stephen is asking, didn't Valeri Buterin burn half the Shiba Inu tokens minted after they got dropped onto his wallet? Vitalik certainly did. I'm not sure about Valeri, but yeah, that was a famous meme coin moment, wasn't it?
Yeah. Wouldn't that, before he did that, wouldn't he have made more money on SHIB than he would on Ethereum?
I think that might have been, certainly if he
It
held
was
on
something like that. It was something that it would have,
yeah.
made some serious gains.
I remember that story. I remember hearing that and just thinking, what, someone has actually made a meme coin called Shiba Inu after the Doge dog. Like, how stupid is that? And now it's like a top 20 asset.
Yeah.
Moving on. Let's move on. The only other thing I want to say about meme coins is that I checked the top gainers on CoinGecko earlier.
Yeah.
And once again, Welsh Corgi coin is in there.
Okay, good. I stopped checking, but thank you for reminding, Guy.
That's okay.
Nothing brings Guy joy more than
dear.
just reminding me what things are going up in the world.
It's an absolute pleasure. Okay, let's move on then. Shall we do the market update?
Yes.
Is that the next?
Let's jump on in.
Okay, and then we're going to talk about AI at some point, aren't we?
Yes.
Because there's a big AI conference going on at the moment. Okay, so shall I update people on what's been going on with the market?
By all means, kick it off.
Okay, so we had about $670 million liquidated in 24 hours. That was the largest liquidation event in the last fortnight.
It's a wild space, guys. It is a journey.
You've got to keep up. And actually, there was Bitcoin even flash crashed on BitMEX to $8,900 after $55 million of sell orders were put through.
Yeah.
That's one whale selling around 400 BTC.
Lowest level since 2020. So if you were opening BitMEX at that point and you saw, I think I would have just aped on in. If I saw Bitcoin below $10,000, I'm like, take my money.
Well, you'd think that, but I guess if you suddenly saw that, and then you'd be like, oh my, what's happened? And like, by the time you've sort of checked and realized it was an error, it will have bounced back up. I like the idea that someone had a buy order set at like, I'll just set a buy order below 9,000 in case something goes really wrong. Oh, yeah. So basically, the markets took a dip. People who were leveraged long got liquidated. They were forced to sell. That obviously caused the market to dip further. More leveraged longs got liquidated, etc., etc., etc. So we had those cascading liquidations that we see every time the market pumps and every time the market dumps, and conversely when the market pumps as well. People who went short being forced to buy. So that was a big cause. That's one of the reasons why the market sort of went low and then went lower. But actually, now this is in advance of the market update video that we're going to put out a little later on today. But you might have heard me talk in the last couple of weeks about things like pension funds, about passive flows. Now, this is automated buying of of stocks, essentially. This is automated buying of stocks by large entities, large institutions, and the best example is pension funds.
Yes.
So these huge institutions, they've been automatically buying stocks. NVIDIA has been a big winner. That's been one of the reasons why NVIDIA has climbed so high. And of course, now that Bitcoin is exposed to these passive flows via those spot Bitcoin ETFs, those passive flows were responsible for a lot of the pump that we've seen over the last few weeks. That's pretty much why Bitcoin managed to get to 70K.
Yeah.
And beyond. However, those passive flows have now stopped. Now, this is apparently a cyclical thing. This isn't necessarily because of some, big event. The passive flows have just stopped for the time being, and they will at some point resume. But until then, that obviously cancels out, that obviously removes, I should say, a lot of buying pressure from BTC. So that seems to us, from what we've researched, from what we've seen going on, and from the sort of macro analysts that we've been listening to, that seems to be the main reason for why we've seen this crash in BTC. And obviously, a crash in Bitcoin, bleeds into the wider market, and you generally see altcoins, crash by, double is kind of the sort of vague figure.
Yes. And Monday was also quite a tough day for the spot Bitcoin ETF inflows and outflows as well. We saw a record day of outflows from Grayscale. So just to be exact here with the figures, it was the largest daily outflows with $640 million of outflows.
Ouch.
Yeah. And then we also saw Fidelity recorded its lowest levels of spot Bitcoin ETF inflows at just $5.9 million. So that also spooks the market as well. When you are seeing a little bit of a market retracement, people that have been watching the spot Bitcoin ETF inflows and outflows, Mondays normally was such a positive day for the recorded inflows, and it was something for people in crypto to keep an eye on from the TradFi space, and that also shook the markets as well.
Yeah. So so that's been, you know, that's been a big contributor to the recent crash. And there are still a lot of outflows from GBTC, and I think that's making up for most of it. So those outflows from GBTC have kind of started up again, and we haven't got the inflows into the other ETFs to cancel those out. So hence we're seeing a lot of sell pressure, and that's obviously pushing has been pushing BTC lower. The other thing I wanted to point out as well, that I'm sure a lot of you are aware of, is the fact that it is the Fed meeting today, the Federal Open Markets Committee, FOMC meeting. Later on today, I think it's sometime in the afternoon Eastern time, if I remember rightly. Now, this is a big one. This is the first one since January, I think. And a lot of people are going to be watching to see, first of all, what the Fed decides to do with interest rates, because remember, we had those inflation prints recently, the CPI and the PPI, both came in kind of hotter than expected. They showed that inflation had kind of ticked back up a little bit. So this has led to speculation that the Fed, a lot of people were expecting the Fed to maybe reduce interest rates at this meeting. I think you can pretty much rule that out.
Yes.
I don't think that is going to happen. I don't think we're going to get a rate cut today. However, what people are going to be looking for is whether there is any sense, will the Fed raise rates? Again, I think that's probably unlikely. So the most likely outcome is that the Fed keeps rates where they are. I think that's what most people are expecting. But today is also the day when the Fed publishes the SEP, which is the Summary of Economic Projections.
Okay, interesting one.
Yeah, and that's where they basically give, well, a projection of where they think inflation is going to be, their outlook for the next few months. So that's going to be really important, because if the Fed is hawkish, if the Fed thinks that inflation may tick up, then we could be stuck with higher for longer. And in that case, we would need to wait, possibly until May or maybe even later for these rate cuts to come. The Fed has talked about doing rate cuts, and that was, that's been a big sort of, bit of positive news over the last few months. But there's a difference between talking about them and actually implementing them. They did say that they would cut rates this year, but we're only 3 months into it. So the first quarter is nearly at an end. So there's still a lot of time to go.
And these are all coming out this afternoon. So this afternoon for the American viewers, and it'll be kind of early hour mornings your time.
Yeah.
You have NFA tomorrow as well.
Yep. So Rob, Ben and I will be doing NFA on Clips, here on Clips actually tomorrow. So we will be talking about what was said at the Fed meeting, and we'll get Rob and Ben's analysis of all that. But I guess what we're really looking for is how hawkish Jerome Powell is at his press conference, and how hawkish the Fed is in general. Are they going to say, look, rates are going to stay where they are for much longer, or are they going to be like, okay, inflation's ticked up, but we're still we still think we're in a good place, so we will bring those rates down eventually. A lot to look out for. This is one of the most, I think this is one that people are watching closer than a lot of others. This Fed meeting. Okay, so I think that's the market update. I don't think there's anything more to cover. Should we mention MicroStrategy?
He just took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, despite everything that's going on, we did see Mr. Michael Saylor, Big Bag Michael, sell $604 million in notes of MicroStrategy to buy 9,245 more BTC. So now $13.8 billion, over 1% of the total supply of Bitcoin, is owned by MicroStrategy.
Wow.
Yes.
So he's got over that 1%.
He's got over that 1%.
I wonder if that was always his game plan. I wonder if he was just like, I just want 1% of it all.
I'm
I
so
want
curious.
1%.
What's going to happen next with it? I just don't know. Is he just going to keep going?
Yeah.
Is his goal just total accumulation?
He won't stop until he has every Bitcoin. Eventually, Michael Saylor is going to buy all our BTC, whether we like it or not. If it means him turning up on our doorsteps with suitcases full of money in order to buy our BTC, maybe that's the way it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
We're all going to be getting a visit from Saylor soon, people. Okay, so that's the market update. That's where we are. Look out for the Fed meeting.
Very good.
Is the takeaway. What's next?
So we can go through some crypto price predictions while we are discussing the market, because I think it's quite interesting to just cover where the outlook projections are coming from when it comes to people in crypto and also people that are a little bit more TradFi. So Binance CEO Richard Teng, he actually had a very modest Bitcoin price prediction recently at $80,000.
Wow. Okay. Richard isn't the sort of guy to go massive, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not going to drop a Cathy Wood and kind of throw a $1 million into that equation. He's keeping things calm, consistent, a little bit optimistic, but not too much.
Okay.
And when Bitcoin was 74K, I mean, 80,000, it's not so far-fetched.
Yeah. Come on, Richard, you can...
Maybe he just doesn't want to get it wrong. Maybe this is his first market cycle as CEO of Binance. He's like, I just don't want to mess this up. I don't want everyone to hold these price predictions against me.
Yeah.
I'm playing it safe.
Yeah. Let's face it, being CEO of Binance comes with a fair bit of scrutiny, doesn't it? So maybe he just needs to sort of temper it a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then we have the likes of Standard & Chartered and also Bernstein Analysts. They are both predicting a $150,000 BTC. Standard & Chartered by 2024 end, and Bernstein Analysts by 2025. So they're in similar projections there. And again, they're saying the outlook for the US economy, the US elections in November, and also the spot Bitcoin ETFs have also played a role in this. Then we're going to the other end of the spectrum. So if Richard Teng is over here, Plan B on Twitter is all the way over here. He is predicting a $5 million BTC by 2028 to 2032. And he's looking at the kind of money demand supply that's rolling through. That's going to be kind of 3 halving cycles later. And if you do follow him, go over to his Twitter to get a full breakdown on the chart. Pretty interesting.
Okay, so that's a $5 million BTC.
Yes, but think about it. It is 3 more market cycles away.
Yeah. 3 more market cycles and possibly quite a lot of inflation as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe $5 million in 3 markets. What's that?
It's like years? A loaf of bread.
Yeah. 12 years. I mean, that's forever in crypto. I can't think 12 years in the future. I can't think 12 minutes in the future these days.
2032.
2032.
8 years.
Ooh,
12 years. I was like, oh God, I'm going to be so old. Yeah.
2032. I will be 50.
You'll be the oldest content creator in crypto.
I'm sure.
Come on, guys, we have to push crypto higher so Guy can retire.
I'm not going to last that long, surely.
Neither of us are. We're exhausted. It's hard work.
Yeah, this crypto thing. Okay, so $5 million in 8 years' time.
Yes.
All right. I think I can hold on for that.
Let's see.
I think I can diamond hand till then.
We'll set a reminder on our phone. 8 years from now, guys, we'll all join the live stream. We might look a little bit older, but that's all okay. I know you guys will love us regardless, and we'll see if it's right.
Yeah.
I think these price predictions, I mean, you've got to take them with 3 grains of salt either side of the shoulder, because they're just for people to get a little bit optimistic and keep going higher.
Yeah.
As the crypto guy song would go.
We'll have to get there. Well, we can't really play that today because markets aren't really going higher. Or are they? Let me check. Okay, so $5 million. And were there any other crazy price predictions that you had then?
That was it.
Okay.
Pretty calm, pretty.
So we go from Richard Teng 80K.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that seems very conservative. And who was saying $5 million again?
Plan B.
Plan B.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we still got to get to Plan B's original call of $100,000, but.
Well, this is the thing, is there has been so many. I remember pre-halving 4 years ago, interviewing Anthony Pompliano. And again, $250,000 was this huge benchmark everyone was pushing for. Tim Draper, $250,000. I interviewed John McAfee. He said $2 million per Bitcoin was simple math. And anyone that didn't get it was an effing idiot by the end of 2021. You know, so you have to take these price predictions with a pinch of salt. But it is interesting to look at the reasonings behind the method to these.
Absolutely. And some of them are, you know, the methods are often very sound. It just, you know, you just can't account for all the
extra zeros,
all the extra zeros, all the weird stuff that happens in the market till then. Just a quick shout out, or just a quick word of warning to all the people in the comments who are, you know, saying the name of a certain meme coin. I'm not going to mention it, guys. So just stop spamming the comments with it, for goodness sake.
And I'm not going to mention it because I can't see the comments, so I don't know what meme coin you guys are talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're not going to mention it. So Red Panda Pie is back.
Aww.
Hello, Red Panda Pie. I missed you for the last few streams. But Jess was saying you've been watching NFA as well.
I saw you on NFA. It's always great to see you in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
What kind of pie?
Yeah, good question.
That is the question.
Good question. Maybe we don't want to know. Okay, so what's next? So we've done market update. We've talked about some Bitcoin price predictions. We've talked about slurf or slep, or what was it called? Schlurf. We've talked about meme coins, and goodness me, we don't need to talk about them anymore. Let's have a quick ETF update, shall we?
Okay, and then we're going to go on to the other craziest news segment of the week.
Yes.
Okay. So we have Carlson Group VP notes that, so basically what we're seeing is, although there has been such hype and such a big narrative around spot Bitcoin ETF inflows and how it's been one of the most successful ETF launches of record, we're still getting a kind of consensus across the board that this is just the beginning. We're only seeing handfuls of ETF issuers with a sprinkle of an allocation so far. This is really just the beginning of people looking to get familiar with the system and the setup and how it would look to invest in a spot Bitcoin ETF.
Mm-hmm.
The backing behind that we have is Carlson Group VC has noted that he's seen minimal client allocations to spot Bitcoin ETFs, and only a handful of his firm's advisors have actually seen their clients allocate some funds.
Okay.
Bloomberg,
still early.
And Bloomberg analyst Eric Balchunas, whose name I probably say more than my mother's at this point. We mention Eric, I think, every show.
Yeah.
Every single show.
Love you, Eric.
We love you, Eric. Thank you for giving us the content. Has said that advisors are still not yet soliciting the rest of their clients. Okay. They are still waiting to see about this. It's not the kind of thing that as soon as the launch took place in the kind of Wolf of Wall Street shows that you would see them mass calling all of their clients. It does seem to be that it's still wait and see how it plays out, which is very optimistic for the inflows of spot Bitcoin ETFs in the longer term.
Yeah, yeah. Bear in mind, these things have been going for 2 months now.
Yes.
So what I'm interested to see is how, excuse me, how spot Bitcoin ETF holders, the people who have allocated to Bitcoin probably for the first time via these ETFs, I'm going to be fascinated to see how they deal with this crash, especially if it kind of keeps going lower. Yeah, as the song doesn't say. That will be an interesting thing to see, because I'm sure that most people who are allocating to these things, who've been advised to, you know, by their financial advisors, whoever it is, I'm sure they've been told, it's like, look, John, these things are very volatile. Okay, they're going to go up, they're going to go down.
Should we act it out? Should I be the? So I'm thinking of investing in a spot Bitcoin ETF, but I'm just a little nervous because I see markets crash all the time, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. What do you think, Guy?
Well, yeah, Jessica, you're absolutely right. They are very volatile. You've got to be very, you got to go into this with your eyes open. They go up an awful lot, but they can go down as well. So it's a risky investment, which is why I'm saying only allocate 1%. Okay. I
follow the Michael Saylor guy on Twitter, and he's just buying loads of it, and I just thought, wow, I want to be like him one day in cheapers, but I'm just a little worried. How long should I hold it for?
Like talking to Minnie Mouse. Gee, I don't know, Minnie. There you are, just a glimpse behind the curtain there.
They probably say hold for a 3-year cycle. Don't look at the daily. Don't look at the Monday to Friday price movements. But you've got to just in it for the long game. And I'm not going to tell you the daily price swings. Yeah, that's probably the overview.
I wonder if they finish off the call. It's like, look, just one more thing. Please don't watch the charts for this. Please just forget all about it. Please don't call me when it goes down by 15% in a couple of days. Just chill, all right? Just chill.
I wonder how many spot Bitcoin ETF issuers wake up and go into the office on Monday morning. They're like, oh, for goodness sake, Bitcoin's down 9%. I've got 47 missed calls and 200 emails.
It's that thing, yeah, that thing where you log on and it's just like 1,000 emails. Oh no.
And we've been in this space, so we're calm now.
Yeah.
We're all used to this. It's healthy for us. It's a pullback.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so after that wonderful bit of soap opera there,
Love it.
what's next?
So we spoke about this last week, the NVIDIA conference that started on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's talking AI. You guys will know AI tokens were the talk of the town last month. Now they are so last month, and this month it's obviously back to meme coins. However, it was a huge narrative, was the AI ecosystem and what it would bring. Not specifically crypto related. However, I thought this was interesting as one of the key takeaways from the NVIDIA conference and news coming out this week. A humanoid robot is coming to Earth, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Figure AI has started building humanoid robots to take part on the mundane jobs that us humans don't want to do on a day-by-day basis. They've got significant support from top AI names. Mm-hmm. They've raised $675 million. They've got a $2.6 billion company valuation already, and they've got investors by the likes of Jeff Bezos, NVIDIA, and Microsoft.
Okay, that's some big name. That's some big name investors there.
That's some big names. Then we've also got, obviously, Elon Musk has seen this and gone, hey, you guys aren't the only one building an AI robot. So now Tesla is developing a humanoid robot called Optimus. I feel like Elon Musk is just living out his 12-year-old boy dream.
Yeah.
I want to build a robot and call it Optimus.
I want to call it Optimus.
And then
I respect that, though. I do like that. I'd like to think that's what I'd do.
You call it Optimus and you build robots.
Yeah.
So out of all the things, if you became a billionaire, when you become a billionaire,
only imagine.
Out of becoming someone that lives till the age of 200, longevity, going to space and building robots would be your...
Yeah, I'd like to build a robot army. I'd like to build... take over space.
Are you guys hearing this? You think you know someone. You think you spend 8 hours a day in the office with them, and then they come up with...
It would be to do good. It would be to do good in the world. I promise. Yeah, no, I'd call my robot Megatron. That was the bad one in Transformers.
Okay.
Other than that, sorry, that was a completely pointless interruption that added nothing to the conversation. I'm so sorry, Jen. What were you saying?
Boston Dynamics also building out robots, and 1X Technologies, a Norwegian startup, has raised $100 million with OpenAI. So humanoid robots are coming over. They released a video of what the human robots would do. I might share the link in the comments after.
Okay.
You can click on it and maybe you can drop it in the chat so everyone can have a look.
Yep.
The comments are hilarious. Everyone is like, wow, I cannot believe this has been 20 years of development. That is so anticlimactic. It's the hyperlink on humanoid robot.
Okay, let me see if I can find this. Talking and I'll share it.
I think with these things, we've watched the Will Smith I Am Robot film coming out 20 years ago. I'm going to be honest, guys, based on all the technology advancements that we are seeing with quantum, blockchain, the robot figurine looks a little bit lackluster in comparison. I was a little bit disappointed, and the comments were just very funny. So if you want a little giggle today, have a little look at Figure AI's new humanoid robot in a manufacturing factory and read the comments. It will give you a giggle.
Okay, this is it, is it? I like the music.
It looks like a Megatron.
It's got C-3PO vibe.
Yeah.
Good tune there. I keep imagining it's going to sort of bust out some moves.
It's just pretty slow. Humans, we move way faster than that.
I can. I guess we've just got to get slowly used to it.
Well, we do actually, because as a surprise, we've got one coming to the office.
as a surprise, guy, we have chosen to replace you with one of these guys. So that's our future.
So robots are coming.
Okay.
Multiple companies are investing millions and millions of dollars in expanding humanoid robots. So it's happening. We're just not sure when, and both across the US and also here in Europe.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Someone pointing out to that video, 5 years later, the boxes are moved. Count of Monte Crypto. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's they're slow.
Yeah. Cardano Green says, if you're going to pay me 5.3 million, I'll move those boxes a lot quicker.
I like that comment. That is excellent.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, so humanoid robots seem to be a thing. It's only a matter of time, and we better get used to it. And soon enough, this live stream will be presented by humanoid robots.
Maybe we are AI versions of ourselves at this very moment. Yeah. I think if I was going to be an AI robot, I'd probably remember things a little bit better, giggle a little bit less.
Well, that's the sort of thing. That's the sort of thing an advanced T1000 would say. You know, this is they.
And I'd be able to see the comments. I'd also have better eye vision.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, for all you guys know, we could be humanoid robots, just sort of quite, I want to say quite advanced models, but you know, maybe not.
With expensive ones.
Yeah, I think they're called androids. Maybe. Okay, so all right, so humanoid robots. That's a phrase we've said an awful lot on this live stream so far. I'll say it one more time. Humanoid robots, they're coming. And this is this around the NVIDIA conference? Is this kind of why we're talking
yes,
AI?
The announcement came out. The video was released around 3 weeks ago, and this was something that was talking. And also the amount of funding that has come around this time was also interesting. So for those that are looking at specific maybe AI tokens, this is something that keep an eye on the NVIDIA conference and any releases. The conference is still going on today, so there might be some more updates that come through from the potentials, investments, collaborations in the AI realm. But this was the most interesting one that I had seen come out.
Yeah. And I think it's today at the NVIDIA conference that the founder of NEAR,
yes, correct,
Ilya Polosukhin, is supposed to be speaking. That I saw a lot of people talking about how that would be bullish for NEAR protocol. By the way, I should say that I hold some NEAR, just for full disclosure there. I bought some last week, and I might buy some more if it continues to dip as much as it has. But yeah, so obviously this is kind of, this is a big sort of overlap with AI in that NEAR is perhaps could possibly be the L1 for AI. That seems to be the niche it's going after. And lots of other sort of more AI specific cryptos as well. But of course, this recent market crash that we've seen, this correction, we don't seem to be getting those AI gains, and instead it still seems to be with meme coins.
Well, a majority of the AI tokens, I think if you can go on CoinGecko and have a look at the categories, around a 40% retracement for some of the AI tokens. So it's been pretty lackluster. But don't worry, guys, because robots are going to come in. I'm sure they're going to pump the markets, not financial advice.
Just wait for the robots to come. Someone says, Pete James says, dumb money covers robots very well if you're wanting more info. I might check that out.
Yes.
Might as well get the lowdown on our future masters.
So we've also got some upcoming SEC updates. Would you like a little bit of a run through of what's happening there?
Yeah, go on. We always like to hear what's happening.
It's nice to balance out robots, SEC. It's just a basket of fun today. What can I say?
Yeah.
So we've got the Ripple and SEC. The SEC Ripple lawsuit has had some ongoing developments.
Okay.
The parties have filed for a joint sealing proposal to keep everything brief and confidential until March the 26th.
Okay.
Which is just in a few days. And then they've got the next round of kind of roadmarks and updates for the people that are watching and keeping an eye on the case. April the 22nd is when the Ripple's opposition brief will be due. And then we can expect the SEC's reply on May the 6th. So it seems like over the next 6 weeks, we will likely get a little bit more clarity on the situation and what we're seeing. Okay.
Hands up if you completely tuned out of the whole SEC versus Ripple thing when we had that judgment that was very much in Ripple's favor. I think a lot of people, only a few hardcore people, have sort of stayed on and kept. So well done for bringing it up, Jess.
Thank you, guys.
Because I think most people have probably just gone, yeah, Ripple won, whatever.
Got it in the bag. It's nice to keep an eye, though. It's nice to just have it in the back of your mind. Just it shows we're a serious industry as well. We can't just be talking about meme coins on here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
One interesting thing that came out from Sentiment, the data platform, they had said that whales with over 100K and over 14,000. Wait, let me phrase this again because I've jumbled up the sentence.
Right.
14,000 whales with over $100,000 worth of Ripple in their wallets have been moving those things in the last 7 days. So they're seeing a lot of XRP movement.
XRP whales are splashing around.
Yes.
Moving.
Splashing around. That's nicely done.
Okay. All right. So.
So that's that one. Also, Genesis agreed to pay $21 million to settle the SEC case.
Okay. And I think on topic of SEC cases and lawsuits and stuff, I think Gemini Earn customers are going to get 100% back as well.
Lovely. What a great little sprinkle of news.
Yeah. Slowly these sort of legal things are being cleared up and hopefully swept forever to the side. We're still obviously waiting to see what happens with the SEC versus Coinbase. That's the big one, I think. There is a chance, I have heard talk that could get thrown out. And if that happens, that could be a major, major catalyst. So don't tune out completely of what I know. It can get really, really dull. When it comes to crypto projects in court and what have you. But it is something you've got to keep an eye on, because if the SEC's case against Coinbase does get thrown out, that will be massive. So keep an eye. And one last thing on a legal note, I saw today, the 28th of March.
Yeah.
So just over a week away, a week tomorrow, is when SBF gets sentenced.
Are we placing our bets?
Yeah. I think we're going to have to do a spread, aren't we? So as I understand, his defense team said that he should get, was it 6 years or something?
6 years, yeah.
And the prosecution said he should get 50 years, wasn't it?
Which is still
better. What happened to 100?
Yeah,
what happened to 100?
Yeah.
But I don't know. There must be some sort of behind the scenes machinations going on there. But that will be the closure of probably one of the ugliest chapters in crypto's history.
Yes. Do we know if anything of this is going to be televised or no?
I don't think so.
I
don't think so. That would be unmissable. Hopefully Tiffany Fong will be back in court covering it all for us, so we can get one last blast of SBF before he's sent off to prison for presumably a very long time. I mean, if he got 6 years, that would be ridiculous.
Yes.
That'd be, because I think we talked about this on a different stream, didn't we? On a stream a few weeks ago. But I think the reasoning that his defense team gave was that as FTX customers are supposedly going to get reimbursed, fully made whole, then it's technically a victimless crime, and it wasn't the sort of massive fraud. The amount of money lost wasn't as big as it was thought to be, and therefore he shouldn't get it. Leaving aside the fact that people are going to get compensated at 2022 prices.
Yes.
So what was it? I mean, Bitcoin was sort of low 20Ks then or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's complete nonsense to say that, people haven't lost money, and actually it wasn't. It was.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
Let's wait and see.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a week tomorrow, SBF.
Watch this space.
Yeah.
And then one other interesting piece of news that came out this week that I think Taylor, one of our heads of content for the Coin Bureau website and editor-in-chief, pointed out on Discord, is that OKX will be delisting USDT for EU users.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty significant headline, actually. So we had a little look into it. So the upcoming EU rules surrounding stablecoin issuers will be that the stablecoins will have to be licensed electronic money institutions. So we're going to expect to see a lot more regulatory restrictions around stablecoins and the issuance of them. The OKX spokesperson has actually said this was to focus on euro-denominated liquidity stablecoins instead, rather than to acknowledge the regulatory restrictions that we will be seeing from other stablecoins across the market.
Yeah. Europe and those MiCA regulations, that's going to change. That's going to change the game for crypto in the EU. And the EU seems to be broadly in favor of stablecoins, but not some stable coins over others. USDT doesn't appear to be very popular. I think, and I think you mentioned that it's going to be sort of more focused on euro-backed stable coins.
Yes, correct. So USDC and EuroC has actually won a recognition from the Digital Asset Service in France, and they've also applied for the electronic money license. Electronic money license.
Electronic money license.
Bit of a tongue twister in the EU. So they're undergoing that process. But yes, agreed. USDC seems to be a little bit more favored in Europe at the moment from a regulatory standpoint.
Yeah, that should give you an idea of just how powerful Circle is. Now, Circle, I'm sure you all know, is the company that issues USDC. We did a video on it. It was a really fascinating video to research. I think it was it last year or maybe the year before? They all bleed into one. But do go back and watch that Circle video on our main channel, because it is fascinating. That company is very, very ambitious, is very, very well connected. And they were, I think they were one of the most sort of vocal lobbying groups behind the scenes when the EU's MiCA laws, that MiCA in its first draft was not very pro crypto, and a lot of people weren't very happy with that. And when the second draft came along, it had changed a lot, especially in relation to stablecoins, and it seemed to have Circle's footprints all over it. So that should give you an idea. Circle seems to be targeting Europe, perhaps. So, and yeah, obviously, as you said, they're issuing the EuroC stablecoin as well. So we'll have USDC and EuroC. And I imagine that could be something to watch out for in over the rest of this year and next year, is more sort of non-dollar denominated stable coins. I wonder if that could be more of a thing.
Interesting play.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else before we finish up?
And then just a security update. So just in case you guys missed it as well, we had Trezor's X account was compromised. I think it was today or early hours yesterday, promoting, again, they always manage to compromise these really high security accounts, and then do a really shitty scam, Solana airdrop that they raised $8,000 with. Can you imagine compromising a hardware wallet X account and then only getting $8,000 from it? Yeah. But it does go to show, again, market cycles, as things pick up, do be careful. Malicious links, all of these, similar to Denkun upgrade as well. If you do see any wallet addresses linked to Denkun, you don't need to physically do anything if you are holding ETH or any of the Ethereum layer 2s. So be careful of links that come through that might kind of throw you off. You also did a great security post on Discord recently as well, regarding SIM swaps. Yeah, absolutely. Because this was, I listened to an episode of the Castle Island Ventures podcast, On the Brink, and they talked to, Matt Walsh was talking to one of the chief security guys from Coinbase. And it was a really interesting discussion. Do have a look at On the Brink. It's a really good podcast. I always listen to they do a weekly roundup on a Friday. I always listen to it on a Monday as I'm coming into work, because it's a good way to start the week. But they had this really interesting discussion with one of these top security guys at Coinbase. And one of the takeaways from it was just how many people still rely on SIM-based authentication. Wow. This idea that when you're logging into an exchange account, be it Coinbase or whatever else, that your sort of next layer of security after your password is then to get a text message on your phone. Guys, if you are using SIM-based authentication, you are going to lose all your money. I'm going to say it like that in the harshest terms possible. It's not safe to use SIM-based authentication because it is so vulnerable. You've no idea how easy it is for scammers, hackers, whatever you want to call them, criminals, to social engineer their way into getting access to your SIM, getting access to your phone number, and then being able to use it to access your exchange account. So SIM-based authentication, if you are using it, it is not safe. You should be using an authenticator app. Google Authenticator is one. There's another one called Authy, I think, as well. Or you can take it one step further and use a hardware device like a YubiKey. Now these generate codes on your device that you can then use to log into your exchange account. They are way, way, way safer than using SIM-based authentication. So if you do anything this week, guys, if you do any sort of crypto housekeeping, move away from SIM-based authentication, because it could make the difference
between losing your funds and keeping them. It's really, really unsafe. So maybe, is that a good note to finish on?
Excellent note to finish on.
Don't use SIM-based authentication. Don't make me come round there. Okay, so that's everything we wanted to talk about today.
What a diverse range of topics we covered. It was just a little bit, there we go.
We went from meme coins to the Federal Reserve to market updates, and we finished with me telling you not to ranting on about security.
A word of wisdom to end on.
There we are. There we are. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. NFA tomorrow here on Coin Bureau Clips. I will be hosting. Rob and Ben will be there as usual, talking about the Fed meeting and a few other things besides. Don't forget Jessica later on today talking to Babylon. That is on our Discord.
Yes, correct. 6:15 p.m. CET, so we'll see you all there. We're taking questions now, and also the call will be recorded and shared on Discord afterwards if you cannot make that time, and you can still submit questions beforehand. Yeah,
but if you listen live, then you get the alpha before anyone else.
Very true.
Just saying.
Yes.
Just saying. And then as well, we've got that market update video coming your way. That should be very, very soon. Maybe even as soon up. Maybe even one of our team has posted it already. But that will be on our main channel. So you're basically spoiled for choice when it comes to Coin Bureau content, folks.
So much.
So much. So much. All right. Thanks very much, guys. Have a wonderful rest of the week and see you again soon. Okay. We should have some end music.